Hello students. Yesterday we were discussing about conceptual problems related to chapter thermodynamics, and there are number of conceptual questions that can be asked that we have understood, even the basic concepts behind that we have understood that. And also I have just discussed with the help of questions the basics, the concepts behind that also. So I think it's like a revisions that we are doing here, and one by one we are trying to cover all the concepts here so that your basics can be strong. Your conceptual questions that comes in your mind or examinations both are can be cleared here. And today also let's see the conceptual problems on same chapter. Here one liner questions, 1 marks questions. First of all I will take that. Such types of questions are very tricky actually, and it needs a lot of basic knowledge, lot of conceptual knowledge that you should have. So let's see them, and I will discuss its answer with concepts with details also. So before discussing it, here we will discuss about some of the thermodynamic process. So we have understood a number of thermodynamic process. Basically 5 processes we have, like isothermal process in which temperature is constant, means if you will take change in temperature that will equal to 0. Second thing is we have adiabatic process, their entropy is constant, no heat is transferred to the surrounding, means no exchange of heat is taking place between system and surrounding. So the heat transfer or change in heat of the system, that is equal to 0 there. Next thing, like we have isobaric process. In that process pressure is constant during whole of the thermodynamic process. Mean change in pressure, if any process is taking place, if you will see the pressure at two ends, initial and final points, then that pressure will be same, means no change in pressure will take place. So pressure difference will be 0 there. Fourth factor, we have isovolumic process. In isovolumic or isospheric process, volume is constant, and also for the constant volume, change in volume that will be equal to 0. Next, like we have cyclic process, means if we complete one whole cycle, like if we have converted solid into liquid, and again we are just converting liquid into solid. So this process is whole processes we are seeing reversible, and also this is cyclic. Again we have just come in our initial conditions that we had taken. So whenever such types of conditions that will be followed, a closed path that will be followed, so such types of processes are called cyclic process, in which final points that are exactly equal to the initial points, means cycle will repeat after a certain interval of time, or any some of the things will be constant there. So cyclic process, I think that is clear. So if we will talk about the cyclic process, then whole of the heat that will convert into the work there, but change in internal energy that will be equal to 0 there. So this is the concept you have to understand, that in which process which of the quantity is constant, and if you will take change of that quantity, then how can you understand that. So in one line question, let's see it with the help of first law of thermodynamics to only remind you that thing. So as we know that first law of thermodynamics is that change in heat that can be, or the heat supplied to the system that can be used to increase the internal energy of the system and to do some work on the system. So such types of system, or here can be you are getting some work from the system. Whatever, both types of things actually tells us in general only law of conservation of energy. So if we are extracting heat from the system, it means that we are doing some work on the system, and if we are providing heat to the system, then that time system is doing some work to expand itself or other things. So these things where we are taking sign convention for which process, that should be clear also. Like if we are supplying heat to the system, then that time heat will taken as positive. We are extracting heat from the system, heat will be taken as negative. If system is doing work, means we are getting work from the system, that time work will be taken as positive. And if we are doing work on the system, means for any work we are doing it some of the work on the system, then that time work will be taken as negative. And internal energy, as you know that here we are talking about the perfect gas, and the internal energy of perfect gas, that is only kinetic. So as we know that kinetic energy increases with temperature with the help of kinetic energy interpretation of kinetic theory, then that time actually you have understood already kinetic theory, and here we can prove the kinetic interpretation of temperature also. Sorry guys. Means a relationship between temperature and kinetic energy, so that is related to kinetic energy is 3 by 2 kT. So in that way you can see that if temperature will increase, kinetic energy will increase, it means that the internal energy of the system will also increase. If temperature will decrease, internal energy will decrease. So it, for the decrement actually it will be taken as negative, for increment it will be taken as positive. So this is the sign convention that is very helpful for you to understand that whether there you are doing work or you are getting work. So such types of things you can apply in your daily life. Suppose that we are just constructing any of the machinery and we are supplying heat to it. After that we just want to want some work from it, but still that machine is not working and we have to again do work on it. So that time that types of machinery is not helpful for us. So again we have to correct it, we have to design it. So these things you can apply in your daily life very easily. This is very important. Actually you can see that first law of thermodynamics applications are very important. Whether it still you know that it doesn't tell us that in which direction flow is, but that discrepancies we have already removed by the second law of thermodynamics here. So in this time, as we have all of the thermodynamics, so you can apply easily these conditions to your daily life. So I think sign convention, students, that is clear. For numerical purpose, for daily life purpose, for aptitude purpose, is very important there. Next thing is that now let's see number of processes with the help of this. How can you understand that? Mostly students are confused with these things, so that's why let's see it again. So first process that we have talked about, that is change in temperature or isothermal condition actually. So for the isothermal process, as temperature is constant, so if temperature is constant, then if you will take change in temperature, definitely it will be 0. Suppose if any thermodynamic process that is from A to B, means any state that is changing from A state to B state, in which the thermodynamic process that applied here, that is isothermal process, means temperature during the process was constant. So the temperature at point A, that should be equal to temperature at point B if this process is isothermal. When change in temperature, that will be equal to 0. So if there is no change in temperature, then you know that just now I have told you that internal energy of the perfect gas, that is depending on the temperature. So if there is no change in temperature, there will be no change in the internal energy also. So that's why here internal energy will also be constant, and change in internal energy, if you will take, that should be equal to 0 here. So if change in internal energy is 0, so for isothermal process, this delta Q, this will be equal to this. Or in other word, if you want to write it, then you can write, you know that the change small book that is written as PdV, means whole of the heat energy that is used to expand the system and means expand its volume. Like if you are taking the melting process, in the case of melting process, until the ice melts into the water, suppose we are taking the example of ice water system, in that case when ice started to melt, after that when ice converted into water, in whole of the process temperature is constant. This whole process can be achieved at a single temperature, means at constant temperature whatever heat you are providing there, that heat is used to expand the system, means to expand or to increase the intermolecular distance between the solid molecules. Obviously you know that in the case of solids, molecules are closer apart to each other. So if you have to make that in the liquid system, then in liquid system, molecules are at larger distance in comparison to the solids. That's why they don't have their own shape. They cannot arranged in the periodic array. They are moving in the zigzag way. So this is the reason due to the reason that their molecules are far apart to each other, they have no definite configurations. So for that case, the heat, obviously you are working against the intermolecular forces of solids, and if you are providing extra heat so that molecules can go far apart from each other, then that time this heat is totally used in that way. So during the melting process, whole of the heat energy is converted into the work. It used to just expand the system. In the same way, if you are talking about the boiling process, then in case of boiling process, we are doing same things are here. Means if you are taking the water vapor system, suppose for example, then at a single temperature water is converted. When water started to boil, after that it is started to converting into the vapor system. So at single temperature it converted into the vapor system. Means during the process from boiling to conversion into the vapor system, whole heat energy that you are providing it, that is used to separate the molecules at further distance. Because in the case of gaseous system, even liquid systems, their molecules are at such a distance so that it can take some of the shape of the vessel in which it is containing. It means but for gaseous system this is not the restrictions for that. Obviously if you have to even use the gas in any container, you have to compress it before using it. So this is the reason, means the particles are now more apart to each other. They are moving in the random way, in the zigzag way. So there in that case, obviously here for boiling process, this is also the case of isothermal process. So I think student now isothermal process examples and that all things like how to prove it with the help of first law of thermodynamics. This conceptual question is very important. This can be asked anywhere, and you have to understand this also. Then while melting, while boiling, why the temperature is constant there, whether we are providing heat to the system. So whenever we are thinking that we are just heating something, the temperature should be rise there. But in this two processes that we have understood there, in which temperature is not rising, then where the heat energy is using up. So that first law of thermodynamics tells us easily. You have to understand that. Second factor, second process that is here, that is the adiabatic process. So as in class also I am explaining this, so that's why I am taking in video also. So in case of adiabatic process, as there actually as we are talking about here first law of thermodynamics, so no concept of entropy will arise here. Entropy concept arises in the second law of thermodynamics, so that's why I am not going to take it here. I will explain this process with the help of heat here. So the adiabatic process, that is defined as, you know, that these are such systems or systems in which no exchange of heat from the surrounding or no exchange of heat among the system and surrounding there takes place. So if suppose this is the system and with surrounding it is not transferring its heat, so says here the thermodynamic system that established, that is adiabatic system. In the same way, if you want to see, then actually most of the natural processes that are adiabatic, if we are talking about the atmosphere, then atmospheric processes are also adiabatic. Like if you will start to move in the upper direction in the atmosphere, then after certain distance the temperature falls. Means if there is no limit, there is no any boundary, then why there is the change in temperature takes place. So there the process that is taking place, that is adiabatic. Means one layer, if suppose that here the temperature T1 then is above temperature is different, because these two layers are not exchanging their heat to each other. So that time that systems are just behaving like the adiabatic process. And later adiabatic cooling you can also understand here, means how the atmosphere gets cooled here. So that is the application of adiabatic process also. And also most of the gases we can cool them with the help of adiabatic process. And sudden expansion, sudden compressions, anywhere that is taking place, that is also adiabatic. If you are using cycle and suddenly tires get punctured, that time also the process or the heat that is produced, that is not transferring to the system suddenly. So if some of the persons are there, and you can even hurt self. So such types of reason is that if energy is not transferred to any surrounding, then that time such processes are adiabatic. So for if no heat is transferring here, so it means that the change in heat or heat during the whole of the process for the system, that will be constant, because it is not providing any heat to the surrounding. So if heat is constant there, it means that change in heat, that will be 0. So if change in heat, that is 0, it means that here for the adiabatic case, delta Q, that will be 0. And if delta Q is 0, then with this equation you can see that this du is equal to minus of delta W. Or in other words, if you want to write it, you can write in the terms of dV. Okay. Now you can see here, if suppose we are expanding any gas or adiabatically you are expanding gas, means you are just try to increase the volume of the gas. So if we will expand this thing, then change in volume, that will increase. So if change in volume, that will increase, dV will be positive. So if whole this quantity will be positive, pressure is already positive. So if whole quantity is positive, then from here you can say that here negative sign is that, means the internal energy, change in internal energy, that will be negative for the expansion. So I told already that the sign convention are very important for the understanding the thermodynamic process that is taking place. So you have to understand first of all that try to again listen the sign convention that I have told you. After that just write it. After that try to understand all the process that are very simple, and you can understand it also. So here negative, it means that internal energy, that is negative. So if the internal energy is negative or change in internal energy is negative, it means that it is decreasing. So if internal energy is decreasing, told you it is dependent on the temperature, means whenever temperature will decrease, internal energy will decrease, or in other word you can say internal energy is decreasing, it means that temperature is also decreasing. So here temperature falls whenever gas expand adiabatically. So if temperature is falling, it means that the gas is going to cool now. So the cooling of the gaseous system, that takes place whenever the gas is allowed to expand adiabatically. So this question is also very important, friends, conceptual question. How can you cool a gas with adiabatic process, means whether you have to use expansion or compression of the gas, and if you are using compression, then what will be the impact on the gas, or you are using expansion, then what will be impact on the gas. So you have to know this. You can understand it easily with the help of first law of thermodynamics. I just thought that this is really very important, that's why I am just discussing first law of thermodynamics and all the processes with the help of this. So at one place we are just discussing whole of the conceptual problems here, and after that I think first law of thermodynamics, that will be cleared in mind, and all of the processes with the help of this you will be cleared about it. So I think that is now clear. And again, if we are allowed to or we are just compressing the gas under adiabatic conditions, means we are doing compressions and we are changing the temperature, and also now heat is transferring to the surrounding. So such types of conditions we are taking there. Then if you are compressing the gas, it means that we are decreasing the volume of the gas. So if we will decrease the volume of the gas, then definitely dV, that will be negative here. So if dV will be negative, then P is positive here. So whole of this PdV will be negative, and with the help of this negative sign, totally that will be positive. So here change in internal energy Tu, that is positive. So positive means the internal energy is increasing here, and if there is increase in internal energy, it means that temperature is also increasing. So in this way you can see that here the heating of gas that is taking place. So whenever any gas that is compressed adiabatically, that time there is the heating of the gas takes place. So cooling and heating of the gas that you can done with the help of adiabatic process. So this concept of the first law of thermodynamics we are using to cool the gas and most of the cooling process, and that branch of the actually physics that is has another name, that is cryogenics is called it. So in the cryogenics we work on the heating cooling process, heating process of the gas, expansion of gas, compression of gas. This is the different branch and that is related with the thermodynamics here. So you can understand that this is very basic concept of basic for the that types of branch. So first of all you have to know about this. These are the basic things. The next thing is that I think that is now clear how the adiabatically gas can be cooled or heated. Third process that we were talking about, as in the question in the place of delta W you want to write, suppose we are writing PdV. So as P is constant here, so only we are talking about here change in the quantities that we are using. So again I think students there is no confusion why I am using at some places delta, at some places D. So for all the quantities, thermodynamic variables that are path dependent, I am taking the change in that variables. This is denoted by delta so that you can understand this. And also the thermodynamic variables that are point dependent means they are not depending on the path of the process, means in which way this process is doing on. Only it is depending on the final and initial conditions. Means if system that is started to make process from A to B, means a state is changing from A to B, then that time only the points, the values of the variables at A and the variables at B that are important for us, we can take the change directly by subtracting them. Then that types of functions are known as point functions, like temperature, pressure, volume. Such types of all functions, internal energy, they are point function. And like if the variables that are depending on the path, means the way in which we are doing the process, in that way that is path dependent function. Like how you are providing the heat, that is depending quantity, means heat is depending on the way in which you are providing the heat. Like directly you are changing the state from A to B, that time you will need small amount of heat. You are using some, you are adding something, you are doing something or more, then you will need more heat. So that time you are seeing that this is depending on the path. So that's why heat is path dependent function, and you already know that work is path dependent. We have discussed that already in conservative, non-conservative forces there. So I think now no need to explain that again. So that's it for work. There I was taking delta, but whenever I am converting it into this form, and that time I am taking is dV. Don't think that we are just differentiating it or any other things. No, here we are taking the change, and here we are denoting d and delta. That has some meaning, that has the path function and point function meaning. You have to understand that. So if this equation we have taken, third process, that is isospheric or isovolumic process. So in the case of isovolumic process, as we know, volume is constant during the thermodynamic process. So whenever, suppose if there is any thermodynamic process in which volume is not changing but other factors that are changing for the gas, that time the process will be isovolumic. So here if you will take isovolumic, then change in volume, suppose we are going from, or we are changing anything from A to B, and that time pressure volume that is changing, but volume of the system that is not changing. So in that way obviously Like if some of the things, suppose you are taking any system of some of the volume, okay, and you are going on the hills or any other places, then the quantity, the volume of the system, that is remaining constant, but you will see that pressure or temperature, other factors will be changed there. So if pressure, temperature, other factors will be changed, then that time the process will be volumic, means volume is constant. So if V is constant, then change in volume, that will be 0, and in that case this factor will be 0. Then you can see here delta Q, that is equal to delta U, means if that time the heat will be provided to the system, that will be totally used to increase its internal energy there. So in the case of isovolumic process, total heat is used to change the internal energy of the system, not to change the volume of the system. There will be no compression, no expansion of the system will take place in this case. Next process is like one process that you have discussed, that is isovolumic process. So if the process is that is pre-expansion process. So what is the pre-expansion? By name it is clear that we want to expand the gas and we don't want to do the work on it. So like in our life, we are just want to take something free. That time means we don't want to do any work and we want to get, suppose that you don't want to do the work and you want to get money. So that time, that is called the free money that you are getting. Like from your father you are getting that money, but don't mind that. Sorry. So in the case of pre-expansion, we are not doing any work on the system, but still the gas is expanding, means there is change in volume that is taking place. So if no heat we are just providing to the system, means we are not going to supply any of the energy, system is not going to do any work, but still it is expanding. So this is unexpected thing also, because we are not supplying any heat, system is not doing any work, but still it is expanding. In that case, but you can even explain it, which of the quantity should be conserved here in the case of pre-expansion. So in pre-expansion, it's very simple that we are not supplying anything to the system for the work. So if no heat is supplying, then this is equal to 0 here. And again, no work is done by the system, then that time delta W, that will be also 0, means no work we are doing. So with the help of first law of thermodynamics, the equations that we have written here, with the help of that you can say that du is equal to 0 also, means here change in internal energy is also 0. Means no work is done by the system, no internal change in internal energy, no heat is supplied, but still gas is expanding. So that types of case is known as pre-expansion case, means in this case heat is constant here, internal energy is constant, no work is done on the system or by the system, but still it is expanding. So I think that is now clear to you what is the pre-expansion here. So actually the question that can be asked here, that is which of the quantities are conserved during the pre-expansion, or which of the quantity that is not changing. Or if one type of question can be asked that suppose there is the pre-expansion of the gas, then what will be the value of change in internal energy there. So simply the value of change in internal energy I just showed you already, that is equal to 0 here. Or change in heat, that will be 0, or heat supplied, that is 0, no work is done, so work done, that will be also 0 there. Next case is here, that is the case of cyclic process. So like the cyclic process in which all the systems that are, all the quantities that are repeating itself, means like we have started to change the phase or the state from A to B, and again we are just coming back from B to A, means again we have just changed state B into A. So this time if you will see, the final state is same as the initial state. We have started from here, we have ended here also. So that time obviously all the macroscopic values that will be as it is same. So the temperature, pressure, volume, that will be same as it is, and here we are taking that no loss of heat is taking place, no any other types of friction viscosity is present here. So in pure way we are taking is a totally reversible process about which we are taking. So such types of cyclic process, if that is possessing, then in that case obviously all the quantities will be same. So if the temperature will change here, same here, so no change in temperature will takes place, and no change in temperature is taking place, then no change in internal energy will take place. So du will be 0 here. So if du is 0, it means that whole of the heat that will be used to do work on this whole of the cycle. This whenever there is the cyclic process that is going on, obviously it's very obvious that we are providing heat to this system to change into B, and again we are just doing changing B into A. So in this process it will need some of the heat and it will do some of the work to change its state. So the whole of the heat will be used to change its state, but no change in internal energy during the process that will just take place here. So I think students, today we have discussed a number of processes that are very important, and all the questions that are related to these processes, and examples, applications, and some tricky problems that can be asked, sign convention, whatever we have discussed. So rest of the things, if I will need that, then we will discuss in next class. But for today I think that is clear. Practice it, try to understand it, write it, and after that try to convert it for every of the thermodynamic process. So let's end it here today.